What's up, everybody? This is Erica from the On the Runs podcast, dropping in to help intro the next track of the Allie G Show. Before we get to it, I want to take the opportunity to say happy birthday, Big Al! I hope this year is the best one yet, filled with family, friends, running, music, adventure, and of course, many more tracks. So today, Allie has her birthday twin, Rae Broderick, on the show for track 61. Happy birthday to you wonderful ladies. Thank you for letting me jump on to celebrate you both. I hope everyone has a great week. Enjoy today's track. Allie, take it away.
Okay, I am sitting here, long-awaited track with Rae Broderick. Rae, first of all, happy birthday, because when this drops, it's going to be your birthday. So happy birthday. Welcome to the pod. I'm so excited that you're here. I can't wait to chat with you about everything that we have to chat about today. What's up?
Thanks for having me, and happy birthday to you, Allie G.
Thank you, my birthday twin. I love sharing a birthday with you. I think the way that we discovered our birthdays were the same day, I'm pretty sure was when we were in Boston, right? Like we discovered it in real life. We were just talking back and forth about whatever we were doing that day. I think our conversation was mostly based around merch, which happens a lot
Correct.
between you and I.
Yes.
And then we were like talking about birthdays, and we discovered our birthdays were on the same day. So it's so
and then
fun
it's like,
sharing a
oh,
birthday.
yeah, duh.
Yeah, it tracks.
This makes sense.
It totally tracks, which is why I love it so much. Well, anyway, like I said, I'm so happy you're here today on the pod. It's been a long time coming. We've been talking about this since I started the pod, and it's finally here. So again,
finally here. I'm very honored.
Long-awaited.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I'm honored to have you here. Long-awaited birthday track, I should say. But before we get into it, do you want to tell the listeners a little bit about who you are and where you're from and what you do outside of running and coaching, all the things that you coach?
All the things that I coach, all the things that I do. Yeah, so in typical Gemini fashion, I have like 800 personalities, but
Same.
I'm Rae Broderick. Some people know me as Rachel, which again, part of that Gemini thing. I am from Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. I was actually born here, and then I came back here, which is pretty cool. Very full circle. I run. I'm a mom. I am a meditation and yoga guide. I've been doing that for over 10 years. I'm also a certified running coach. And I'm a bookseller by day.
The best.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. So lots of things. But kind of this mishmash of all the things that I love and care about, finally kind of coming together to create my bigger career, I suppose. So I feel very fortunate.
I love that. I love that. So let's go back to the beginning here about like when you discovered running, I guess. Well, actually, I should ask you, what was the order in which you discovered all of these things that you love? Was it yoga and meditation first and then running? What was that like, and how did you find which one you found first? And then how did they kind of all come together?
Yes. So I found yoga and meditation first. More so yoga. The meditation part I feel like came later, even though it's kind of all the same thing. I was in high school, so I was 17 when I came to yoga, or yoga found me, as I like to say. I was experiencing trauma, for lack of a better word. I know that's thrown around a lot, but a lot of chaos in my family life and my life, which I wasn't really cognizant of at the time. And I feel like looking back now, I knew I found yoga at a time I really needed it. Oprah had this yoga instructor, Rodney Yee. If you do yoga, he's kind of like an OG yoga figure. And my mom bought this mat, and then she didn't want to do it. So I was like, okay, well, I'll use it. So I used to literally roll out the mat with these Rodney Yee yoga DVDs before, between homework and before like Dawson's Creek came on. So that was my time. And my friends were doing cross country, and it just sounded awful to me. I played basketball for a little bit, but then they kind of went on to do cross country, and I thought, wait, your warm up is 3 miles? That sounds absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
The pasta party sounded fun. I mean, I'm very snack and food motivated. Um, but yeah, I just kind of did yoga. I would go to studios by myself. Um, I did like MTV yoga DVDs with the girl from Real World, like so 90s, early 2000s. But that's how I got into it. And it really helped me connect to my body in a way that I didn't realize that I needed at the time, for sure. It really helped me. Um, and I'm sure we'll get into that more, just the use of kind of movement as control and trying to connect to my body in other ways that I was maybe disconnecting. And, fast forward to 2020 when I was pregnant with my youngest, Bruce. And I also joked that I got into running because I was going to have Bruce. I was like born to run. It was kind of this thing.
Of course.
I
We'll
and
talk
not that
about
I
it.
hadn't, yeah, not that I hadn't run before. I would go to the Y as well during high school, but it was more of a social thing. So I do this like cute, like walk for 1 minute, run for 1 minute on the treadmill for 15 minutes, thinking I was like an Olympic athlete, Um, but I really got into running after his birth. I would see people on the boardwalk because we had moved back to Jersey at that point, and I had this huge belly, and I was like, I just want to be them. I just had this impulse to run. And then he was born February 2020. My stepdaughter came to live with us 48 hours before that unexpectedly. So we went from 1 to 3 kids, and then we went into lockdown in March of 2020. So I had my Peloton tread, um, and I really got into running to get over postpartum depression. I was just really, really, really struggling, and movement has always been this form of healing. It's never about the toned butt or whatever. It's
Yeah.
never been about that for me. It's always been about the mental, emotional freedom. Even now, my husband will be like, "Why are you? Aren't you said you're tired? Why are you doing?" I'm like, "Because I have to. Even if it's 10 minutes, I have to do it because
Hmm.
this doesn't stop."
Hmm.
So that's when I started to run. So I've only been running for about 5 years, which is absolutely insane. um, but finding yoga prior to running, I feel like is the biggest gift because I'm really connected to my breath. I'm really connected to the mental aspect of it. Um, and yeah, that's kind of the long story.
I love that. I love it. So well, I wanted to talk about, obviously, as you said before, like kind of the mind muscle connection and why people run. And obviously, I've talked about a lot on the podcast. Like
Hmm.
people have different forms or have different reasons why they run, right? Like mine, similar to you, kind of started as like, I don't want to say trauma because I don't want to, again, throw the word around, but like mine just started as a stress relief. And I kind of felt like an Olympic athlete when I was running 1 mile a day before work because that's all I had time for. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was just like baseline stress relief for me. And then it kind of unraveled into something way bigger. And now, similar to you, it's like, even on my rest days, some days, and I know this is a hot topic, I will literally just feel like my shoulders are up here and I'm like, oh my God, why am I so stressed out? Like, what is wrong with me? And then it's always like, what's wrong with me? And not like, oh, I need this rest day, but I know why I'm having these like feelings or why I'm feeling so like, I just want to like move my body or something, even if it's just for 10 minutes. So let's talk a little bit about that, like, and
Hmm.
your connection to it in that space. If you're willing, you could share, and I'll take this out, but like share whatever you're comfortable sharing
Yeah.
in terms of that. And like on the stress relief side and just having that feeling of like, oh, I need to like release this energy. What what is it about like the 10 minutes that really draws you to running, if that makes sense?
Well, even going back to what you were saying and what I had said previously, and not to negate anybody's experience, and or I talk about things very frankly. I've done a lot of
Hmm.
work on myself, but there was sexual
100%.
abuse as a young girl.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
at the time, and I feel like many people can probably relate, and they might not be, talking about it, but it's out there. So I think that's really important. Um,
Totally.
so in yoga, again, this is only with that perspective of experience and looking back on it. I was, I was I kind of walked around like this. And the Gemini thing is like it was this, but on the inside, very
Totally.
hurting, shoving down emotions. So I think the yoga, even though I didn't know it at the time, really allowed me to connect to my body and take ownership of my body in a way that perhaps I didn't feel that I had.
Totally.
So I developed, coinciding, I had this yoga practice, but then it was coinciding with, control around food and picking croutons out of my salad, so thin that I didn't get my period anymore. So all of these kind of disordered things. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, I've had to check myself when it's come to running because when I came to running, I was at like the lowest of the low, right? So, and I've said this before on my social media, and I like to share it because I think I came to running because I was running away. And
Mm-hmm.
COVID really provided this time of, okay, kind of like shit or get off the pot. Either you can like dig deep and really look at what you're doing, um, or you can just continue to run away from it. So it was gnarly, you know?
Yeah, it's tough.
So I was running away and I would have, and I'm sure you've had these as like, I call them the rage runs, where it's like you're on the treadmill and you're like, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
like, and you're moving through it, but it's that release, that
Mm-hmm.
physical release, especially for somebody that was so good at stuffing down emotions. It was just like, okay, the sweat, the pain in the muscles, and I say pain with an asterisk because that's a whole another thing.
Of course.
But like, running away. And then it kind of, as I finally started talk therapy. I finally went on medication, which I had a huge stigma around because I come from a family with addiction. And it was like, I don't want to take medicine. Like, clearly I know I'm not going to be an addict, but it's just this
Of
thing that I
course.
had
Of
to come
course.
to on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I started to kind of run through, right? There's that period where you don't feel like you're running away and then you're kind of running through some stuff still. And now I feel like I'm just running, and running has become another tool in my toolkit. And I say, um, running is yoga, is meditation. It's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to check myself with running too, because when I got into it, I love a plan. I love to tick the box, but it was
Me
like,
too.
where am I, right? Like, where is the control? Like, where is
Mm-hmm.
this healthy and where is it not? In the beginning, I needed that structure because I needed something else to focus on. And now I kind of go, okay, I'm going to not follow a training plan for a little while and just run to run, and
Mm-hmm.
it's scary. And there are days where I'm like, you're not doing it. But I've given myself a lot more grace, and that comes with age, and it comes with just listening to my body more. And it truly is this kind of like, we laugh at the Gemini thing, but it is this really like yin yang energy.
It
And like
is.
you said, on rest days, it's like I've gotten good at napping. I've never napped, right? Or like even sitting reading a book, like my relaxation has always been in action. And I think you can relate to that. But even yesterday,
100%.
I came home from work and I was like, I just need 20 minutes because I know it'll give me energy. And I went outside and did like a power walk.
Mm-hmm.
And that felt great. And then I'm like, okay. And yes, there's a part of me that still feels like the box is being ticked, but it's also this, I just need it. So the 10 minutes, like I always say, there's this song. This is so perfect for this podcast. There's this song by Jamie Liddell, and it says, a little bit of feel good goes a long way. And that's it for me. And I really try, and I see people, moms, women, oh, it doesn't count if it's not this many reps or this long of a workout, and just really changing that dialogue that you're having with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, it's not a perfect, it's very much a process for me. And there's some days where I'm nicer to myself
Me
than other
too.
days, but yeah, yeah.
No, me too. Me too. I completely get it. And it's so funny. Anytime you say something, I'm like, wow, we're the same person. I'm sitting here in my head. I'm like, oh, Gemini, we're the same person. I think the same way because it's true, right? It's so hard. And you and I talk about this a lot. I feel like it's so hard to not put that pressure on yourself. And I think a lot of running today is like everything you see online, everything you see on social media, it's more about like what you're seeing in that space and then checking the box to go along with what's in that space versus like what's actually going to be good for you.
Hmm.
And it's really hard to find that balance.
Hmm.
Especially if you're like using running as a tool, right? Or using meditation as a tool and yoga as a tool to like work through something or run through something, right? Like you said before, I was doing an event last week, and it was a mile relay, and I had just a very, very busy day at work. And my friend, it was a team of 4, and my friends looked at me and they're like, "You're going to go last because you're going to be the last leg because we haven't run a mile in however many years." I'm like, "Well, first of all, guys, it's for fun. Nobody like it's just off. You know,
Right.
I was at the Outpost. You know the Outpost,
Hmm.
and it's like great
Shout out
vibes.
Outpost.
Shout out Outpost, they're amazing. Craig puts on the best events. And we're sitting there, and my friend looks at me. He was supposed to be third, and he's like, "I could tell you want to go next," because I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Okay, when's my turn? When's my turn? When's my turn?" And he's like, "You just look
Yeah.
like you need to run something out." And I was like, "You know what? Thank you." And I took the baton, and he was like, "I'll close it out." And I'm like, "That's like, you get it. You get it." I
Yes.
just needed it in that moment, even though it was like, I had already done a workout in the morning. And then by the end of the day, I was gassed. I'm like, why do I do this? Like,
Yeah.
why
Why
am
do
I
we do
really
it?
doing this? And you have to
Yep.
find, I said it like a few weeks ago, I think on the pod, like I was talking to somebody, and we were talking about, like, again, reasons why you run, obviously it's why we're here. But
Hmm.
she was like, "Yeah, sometimes I just really wish I could run for fun more." And it's just stuck out to me because it's like, wait, I'm like, I know
Yeah.
someone who says that. It's Rae. She always preaches about running for fun more and doing things just to do it, as opposed to like checking the
Totally.
box. But
Well, I think
it's a hard thing.
it's
Go ahead.
so hard. And
Mhm.
I yoga has really helped with that because the type of yoga that I lead, Strala yoga, is, and it's not, I found it about 10 years into my yoga journey. um and it really shifted my life massively because it really honored how you felt, not what it
Mhm.
looked like, how you felt, which disrupted everything because I wasn't moving to feel, right? I
Mhm.
was moving to shove more things down.
Yeah.
um and I bring that into everything I do now, and moving from your middle and saying, does this feel good? Is this fun for me? Why am I doing this? Even in the grocery store, it's like how you reach for something. It's like using your body in every way that you can and finding that softness and ease, even in the challenging things. And
Mhm.
that is a metaphor for life. If you're driving like this, it's like, where can I just
Take a
like
breath.
soften? Like, I feel like we should just. And it's really how I move through my life. And it's not this like cute thing that I say, I'm constantly doing that. When I'm talking to somebody, I'm moving my center toward them so I can have a more meaningful conversation.
Mhm.
It's constantly moving from here. And that's your gut, right? Like, when you're ignoring the gut
Yes.
and not listening to yourself. And that's when injury happens, or that's when we find ourselves in relationships that don't feel good. And,
Mhm.
as I get older, I don't have time for that. I don't
Yeah.
want to give my energy to those things that don't make me feel like me.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
running is just another extension of that. And I've taught yoga. I've been in rooms where people have been made to feel less than because they don't look a certain way, or friends who have said, "Oh, this yoga guide told me that I could do this pose when I lost weight," and that's just batshit crazy to me
That's
because
insane.
these things are vulnerable, right? Like, people are coming to yoga and running and all of these things with their own little backpack of whatever they're carrying. And for somebody else to say that I'm
Mhm.
an expert, I'm going to tell you how to feel, like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be, there's room for everybody at the table. And
Mhm.
I just, no, nope,
Yeah.
hard
Yep.
line, because I spend so long people pleasing and making sure, I molded myself to fit in everywhere and make everybody
Yep.
else feel,
Mhm.
like me, don't be mad at me. And now I'm like, fuck that.
Fuck it. Who cares?
No, there's
I
room for
know.
everybody.
I feel like, and I feel like you were one of the people who actually like encouraged me to have that mentality too. And I think it was like it must have been at like one of the mini 10Ks or something. It was somewhere
Okay.
when we
Uh-huh.
were together, and we were talking about this, and I'm like, you know what? I should have that fuck it attitude, because you walk in a room, and I'll be the first person to tell you, like, my friends love bringing me to Pilates. They love bringing me to all these different workout classes. And like, I love doing it because I look at it as an experience with a friend,
Yeah.
and I think it's such a good way to like connect with someone that you might not know very well. Like even if it's a new friend, or like you meet someone out and you're like, oh, we should do this class together. Like I just think that space in movement is such a good place to connect with people that you might not know, but also like it's fun to do with people that you do know. And it's one of those spaces, and it's whether it's yoga, meditation, like a sound bath, something like that, something along those lines, or Pilates, like it could be a space where somebody who might be the most elite athlete is so uncomfortable. And it, oh my God.
Yes.
I hate
Thank
to,
you.
I'm like, I can't, I don't want to even
Is that
admit
a
that I'm
Dunkin'
drinking.
straw?
Yeah,
No.
dude,
Okay.
I don't even, it was the closest thing to my apartment, and there's no coffee here. I'm like, I'm going to die.
No shame. He
If I don't
came in
drink
at such
coffee.
like a good point you were making, so let's not detract. The
I'm
rook is
gonna,
not going to detract from this. But yes,
no, let's not tell anybody I'm
100%.
drinking Dunkin'. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'll be getting Rook later, as I
Okay.
said. But no, I
Shout
just
out
think shout out Rook, not shout out Duncan. Even though my iced blueberry coffee is really good, not gonna lie, admittedly, it's very good. Yeah, so I think that like those spaces are such a good place to connect with others. Again, whether you know them, whether you don't know them, and then it's like I'm sitting and I'll be the first person to tell you, like, and you know me, like I will try anything. And obviously, just like anybody else, if you're in a space where you're not as comfortable, like it took me forever to be comfortable doing yoga. Like, shout out to Mariana, because she took me to 60-minute hot yoga, and I was like looking at her and I'm like, oh my God, you're a yoga instructor. And I'm just like
Yeah.
this little old girl who just ran a marathon, and my body hurts and I don't know what to do and I don't know what I'm doing. And I was so uncomfortable, but it was also like not uncomfortable in a way like that I was
Yeah.
uncomfortable that she
The
asked me
good
to go.
discomfort.
But it was a good discomfort, because after I was like, oh shit, why have I not been doing this? But then my friend brings me to Pilates and I'm like, oh my God, I'm shaking. What's wrong with me? Like, why? And I'm looking at all these people around me and I'm like, oh my God, you're so good at this. And I'm like in the back, like, please don't look at me. Please don't look at me. Please don't look at me. And then that I feel like is just normal. But then bring in like an instructor, bring in somebody, just not even an instructor, but like a person in the room that makes somebody else feel uncomfortable. I just can't stand that. That was a long-winded way of saying like, I agree. And I hate that. I hate that vibe. Everybody should
I
feel
hate
welcome.
that vibe. Yes, 100%. And like you're in that yoga class having that experience. And I know you've heard this before. I know because you run fast, like let's just call it what it is. You're amazing.
I mean, so are you. So
Yes, I am. We're both amazing.
And you also run fast.
Hey,
there's that.
What is speed?
Yeah, exactly.
We're so philosophical. But I could never run a mile. I could never XYZ. All the time I have people say, oh, I can't do yoga. I can't touch my toes. And our like comeback with straw yoga is like, so bend your knees. Like, and first of all, what is the end game, right? I'm much more focused on the process of things. Like, yes, it's amazing to have a goal, 100%, because that drives you and it pushes you. But if you're not meeting yourself where you are every day, you're doing yourself a huge disservice, because, like in marathon training or ultra training or whatever, if you don't sleep well the night before, that's really going to affect tomorrow's session. And some days it's smarter to go, you know what? I'm going to take today off, or I'm going to do some cross training instead. And which really helps you when you actually come to race day, because there's so many factors that are out of your control. And I don't think it's like, yes, have the goal, but also it really, I keep coming back to like what we say in Strava, but like it is so important to how you feel along the way really matters
I agree.
of how you're going to feel when you get there. And there's so many factors you cannot control. And I think if you can, yes, have your controlling things of like being driven and showing up for the workout, but also meeting yourself where you are. And that's something I really focus on, again, with everything. Like, well, how am I feeling today? Like, what do I want to eat? Like, I don't know, or I thought I was going to do this and now I'm not. And it's why I read 6 books at the same time, because I'm a mood reader. Like, do you know what I mean?
We're the same. We are so, it's actually, it's fucking scary. No, I'm the same way. And it's funny that you brought that up, because like, we talk about, again, another thing, I feel like we just talk about like sporadically, like all these little things. Like, it's taken me so long to become that type of runner. And well, actually, I'm going to circle back for a second about the fast running thing. You know what also bugs me while we were on the topic of like people thinking they don't belong? I don't feel like I ever give the vibe of like people don't belong. And it upsets me so much when people look at me and they automatically look, and maybe it's what I'm portraying online, right? Like maybe I need to show more of like the bad side, but it's like people will look at me and be like, oh, there's no way I can like do an easy run with you. And I'm like,
No,
girl, like please don't have that mentality, because it's not about that. Like, it's not about running through a wall. It's not about running fast every day. There are days where yesterday I ran in the middle of the day, or Sunday I ran in the middle of the day because I pushed my run off because I was exhausted. And I ended
right,
up running at like 4 o'clock. I was starving because I barely ate all day because I was so busy working in the morning. You know the drill. And then
yeah,
I pushed it off. I felt like shit the entire run. And I'm like, wow, I actually needed to do that. Like, even though it was painful in the moment, I was like, wow, I needed to do that. And I just slowed down and I was like, okay, like I got it done. To your point, I
yeah,
checked the box, but I was like, no, I'm training for something. I have a goal. It is what it is. Um, but, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a wild space, but it's taken me a long time to be that type of runner, and like really take a step back and think about what my body needs versus what I'm trying to just get done, if that makes sense.
100%. And
You
I'm
know?
gonna circle back to, because no, you don't need to change what you're posting. And I get the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in situations where, oh, well, you're a yoga guide. Like, of course you look like that. And I get it. I am a privileged white woman in a smaller body. I get it 100%. Like, I am privileged in a way that many women aren't. However, and all the things we talked about, like the disorder eating, like all of these things, I've had my
Mm-hmm.
journey with my body. So when I'm sharing an outfit that I love or how far I've gone, it's because I've worked really hard to reclaim that space within myself. It's not about it's not, look at me. And if
Mm-hmm.
I were to look at your page, you can tell when somebody is a look at me person. And I don't think that's the perception you give off. And even when I try to lead meet runs or get people to run with me, I'm not running with you. You've run marathons. And I'm like, "Ugh,
Oh,
I know, but like, are you listening to anything I'm
yeah,
saying?
no, like
Like,
literally you're missing the point.
you're not, you're missing. And you know what? And I say this with compassion because I look at myself when I'm feeling jealous or judgmental. It's like that's them. Like something is going on where they felt
Mhm.
like they can't belong or they feel a certain way. Like it's nothing that you're doing. Like you're on your own path. And I think that, like I've gotten messages before and nothing like really crazy, but oh like, oh, that's too much. Like you're making people feel, and I'm like, well no, I'm
Why, because you
not. Like,
posted a cute outfit because you're feeling confident in something that you worked toward?
and
I
women
like
are the
it's
worst. I'm going to say it.
oh,
Women are the
I know.
worst. And I can
I know.
recognize it now as like, oh, okay, this is their situation with compassion because I've been there. But
Mhm.
movement for me has never been about being being a certain aesthetic or body type. I was making myself smaller for reasons that had nothing to do with fitting into skinny jeans.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
um, you know, yeah. So my role I think on this earth partly is to help feel more included. And before it was a detriment to my own well being. And now it's like, oh, I'm going to take care of myself and then I'm going to open up the space
Mhm.
for others, so that I can
Yeah.
do that fully and mean it, because it's
Yeah.
not like I wasn't doing it before, but it wasn't from as genuine a place because I was just really struggling. And I think I wouldn't say I was faking anything, but it was definitely like I hadn't done the work yet. So it was very much like, Ray, you're so amazing. I'm so happy all the time. And it's like, no, I'm fucking not. And now I
Yeah,
can
no.
own both. Like,
Yeah.
here's my darkness and here's my lightness. And they've created this now. And I feel like, okay, bring it on.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I feel like that's why you inspire me so much. And I know many others, despite some of the messages I'm sure that you get, because it's like, to your point, everybody's been there. I mean, I have definitely been there, and I will be the first person to tell you, like, there are days where I'm like, and it's a weird space for me with the eating thing and like all of that. And maybe I should have actually dug deep into it, like way back when, but like I used to have body image issues, high school, college, all the things, being a woman, it sucked, right? And
Mhm.
nothing that I was doing was for like the aesthetic of it, but there was a part of it that was like you said, taking the croutons out of your salad. Like I would be like, oh my God, I can't have a bite of this cookie, or like, oh my God, I ate too much sugar. Oh my God, this, that, and the other. And now I'm sitting here and I'm like, fuck, I just ran 10 miles on the treadmill on a Tuesday morning. Like I am going to eat whatever I want.
Give me a bag
And
of
I don't,
croutons.
yeah, hell yeah. I had a bag of croutons pretty much on my entire salad last night. And I was like, well, it tastes good. So I don't really care.
Salads are a
And
vehicle for cheese and croutons. I'm just gonna say
exactly. Cheese, croutons, black olives, fire, fire combo.
it. Give me an
But it's
Olive
taken me
Garden bottomless.
That's right. That's right. But it's taken me so long to get there. Like, and I don't mean to minimize it, because I know that there are days where I slip back into that. Like I'll be like, oh my God, I can't have more than 2 drinks, or oh my God. And part of it is
Sure.
obviously because I'm like, oh, I don't want to feel like shit tomorrow on my long run. But then the
Right.
other part of it is like, what is this doing to me? Like, and my body, and and it's so hard to not slip back into that mentality. And
Hmm.
it's just it's a lot. There's a lot of like
Yes.
things that go into all of this, and it's tough. And I know that there are people probably still working through it, and I feel like some days I'm still working through it, and you might feel like there are some days where you're still working through it. And it's just about having that, you know the mindset of like, well, I guess keeping an open mind and
Hmm.
trusting you and your body every day.
Yeah, and compassion for yourself. And I think that
Mhm.
there's also this stuff that gets floated around where it's like this process isn't over.
Yeah.
And you know, to bringing the eating into running, I was working with a coach in 2021 because like I didn't know what I was doing. Um, and I was like, you can talk about running, but we can't talk about food because I don't want to hear that I have to eat this. Like, you can't tell me what to eat because it'll send me in a spiral.
Hmm.
And it's only this year that I'm like, okay, I think in the fall, I'm probably going to join um, a nutrition program for training because I think I'm ready.
Hmm.
I've been running for what, for 5 years? Like, that's not that long. But I mean, I
It's long.
totally
It's a
recognize
long
in
time.
myself, like, you can't talk to me about food.
Yeah.
And I do think I have a lot to learn in terms of fueling well, for sure.
Hmm.
Do I think it could help my performance? 100%. I just know myself that I couldn't have somebody else tell me what to eat. It was super triggering. It
Hmm.
would bring me back to that kind of restrictive mindset. And I'm just not interested. And I used to be vegan. Oh, give me a break. I was a
I could
yoga
never.
instructor in the city who is vegan, drinking the literal green juice Kool-Aid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
thinking, and I was going to write this book actually called Vegan But Not an Asshole. I was the fucking biggest asshole. Like on my little, like, it's for the animals. And like, no shade to anybody that's vegan, but it was so disordered. Like, it was nothing about the animals, even though like I convinced myself. And it
Mhm,
wasn't until um, maybe like 7 or 8 years ago where my husband, who is sober, was like, because I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll have like pizza tomorrow. And then, like obsessing over food. And
mhm,
he was like, you sound like an addict. And he's like, and you know that I'm here for you. But he's like, but you need help. Like, I can't listen to this anymore. And
mhm,
that's when I was like, oh, and I think the thing with food, and not to lessen the severity of addiction to drugs or alcohol, but you need food to live and do
yeah,
the things. So when
mhm,
you struggle with food issues, it's really hard because every meal or every like coffee, like everything is just feels so heavy. And I remember when I finally kind of, again, I'm not done with it. Like even a few months ago, like to your point about the 2 drinks, should I have this? Should I have this? It's like now with that experience, I can look at a time like a few months ago where I found myself kind of tripping up with food again.
mhm,
And I even posted this on my Instagram because I think it's really important. I give myself the beat to kind of experience it and then I share, whereas before I'd be like, this is what I'm going through, everybody. So I've
yeah,
grown in that way. But I'm able to kind of step back and say, okay, what's really going on here? Because it's never about the food.
mhm,
It's never about the ticking, the runs off the body. It's like, what am I trying to? And I forget what was going on at the time, even though it was a couple months ago. But I was like, okay, I see what you're doing.
mhm,
And it's kind of this like being able to step outside of yourself and let yourself have that kind of experience and just give yourself that compassion and grace. And then I was kind of able to move on from it. But I had someone describe life or healing as this spiral, right? And we think of spiraling as this bad thing, but like if you're moving up the spiral, it's like, oh no, you're circling here because there's something still to learn, right? And then you kind of move up to the next smaller spiral. So I kind of see spiraling as a good thing.
Yeah. It's like a good reset sometimes.
Yes.
I know that sounds like it's contradictory, but I do feel like it's a good reset at
Yes.
times.
100%.
It's crazy. It's
Yes.
crazy. Fueling is like, even like just outside of a run, but like in a run, or if you're prepping for a marathon or a half marathon or carb loading or whatever, this whole like thing, I think I learned so much later in running from when I started that now it's just like, oh my God, I have to eat so much. And then, this, that, and the other. But then I'll talk to somebody and they're like, yeah, I didn't eat last night. And then in my head, I'm like, wait, what do you mean you didn't eat last night and you just tried to run 26 miles? Like, of course you're not feeling well, or like, of course. And then it all just like, you think about all these things and it's just, I don't know, fueling's a tough one for a lot of people. And I think it's really important to talk about for that reason, because I've been there, similar to you, where it's like, oh, I'm thinking so much about what I eat, and then that thought consumes you, and then you're just actually taking away from the point of why you might be actually carb loading, or why you might be eating a little bit more because you're racing or you have a tough run the next day. It's all this crazy spiral. But
and it's so personal. Like I see these people do these gel things, and I'm like, I don't know. I think gummy bears work better for me. Like that's the other thing too, is that just because something works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And I think people need to realize that. And yes, there are quote experts that have done a lot of research and know that X amount of carbs is going to help. That stuff's really important to look at. But I think, and a good coach, a good guide, a good friend will say like, here's what works for me. Like a good mom, like people are like, do you have any advice? I'm like, no, I'll tell you what I did, but no, like it's also personal. And I think that's a really important conversation too. It's like, there's key points to hit, but you might like Gatorade. Somebody else might like whatever other thing. You know what I mean? Like it's so personal.
Yeah. I remember the last training run I did for Boston. I was in Miami. It was so hot. It was like, I had like a 23 miler and I looked at it and I was like, oh no. Like, I'm like, I had nothing, like nothing that I was used to. I've done like the candy and whatever, but,
Rice Krispie treats.
I went out, the Rice Krispie treats. I actually went out and I bought like a little sleeve of Oreos, and I bought Sour Patch watermelon. And somebody slid up on one of my stories and they were like, I can't believe that you would use Sour Patch watermelon to fuel your long run. And I was like, do you realize that it's sugar? Like, do you realize what's in the gels that you're eating? It's carbs, which is sugar. Like, there's no difference between, I'm just chewing versus like, eating a gel.
Also,
like,
excuse
no
me.
difference. Like, what? I was like, what are you coming for me for? Sorry that I don't know. Like, were you looking for me to say I felt like shit because I used candy? Because that wasn't the case. I actually felt pretty good. Like,
well,
I don't know what to tell you.
And also in the time that people form and send these messages, it's like, you could have done a 5-minute meditation and it probably would have served you more than spewing hatred at me.
Yeah, you could like go for a 5-minute walk or do something better with your time and leave me alone.
Yes.
It's so
unreal.
Insane.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
I can't imagine the messages you get.
Yeah, there's some crazy ones. My favorite's like when I don't post and somebody's like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I just am in a season that's very busy right now. I don't know. I'm not sharing every single little thing that I'm doing. That's just the vibe right now for me. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. But same for you. I'm sure you get a ton of crazy things in your DMs.
People love when I wipe my Instagram at the start of the year. That always sends everybody in a tizzy.
I love that you do that.
To the point where like December 30th, I'm like, all right, guys, I'm alive. She's okay. She's just wiping the grid. And people are like, well, you're followers. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
I know. It's like you don't care.
I don't care.
It's so funny. And every year when you do it, I'm like, oh, I know Ray's gonna unfollow me. And then I'm like, I wonder if she'll follow
Oh
me
yeah,
back.
the
And then
unfollow.
it's like, but you know what I mean? Like I say that not even giving, like you will do what you want to do. I do not say that as in like you have to, or I actually like obviously I care, you're my friend, but like you know what I mean by that. It's just funny
Yes.
because I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, I can't wait for her to follow me back. Like it's become this thing that I'm just waiting for. It's
You're
so
not the
funny.
first person to
I
say
love
that.
it.
And it's so funny because sometimes it'll take me a little while because I don't once I yes, and part of it is wiping the grid, but then I also unfollow everybody, including my husband. Okay.
Right. That's
So
what's
I'm
so
not
funny
playing
about it.
favorites.
And
And
you
why
say
do
it.
I do this? It's again, part of it is this like I love a fresh start, which has also been a control thing in my past. I really have to check myself. Like, am I doing this because this is like some kind of pattern? I'm like, no, this is really fun. I like having like a new year to kind of like tell whatever story I'm going to tell. So I unfollow everybody, including my husband. And sometimes it'll take me days to follow somebody again because I only really do it if they engage with a post. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like wiping it and then spending 8 hours like going to follow everybody. So sometimes
Right.
it'll take like a couple weeks and I've gotten messages like, oh, phew, thank you for refollowing me.
I'm
It
like, oh
really
my God, Ray
helps.
forgot about me.
Yeah. But
Just
talking
kidding.
about food and all of that stuff, like what you consume on your digital platforms
Mm-hmm.
is really part of that. And I will say that wiping it really helps you kind of like I can tell when I've gone down like a path and I'm like, oh, I don't need to be bombarded with this every day,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's part of it. Like that kind of they call it a feed.
Yeah.
There's junk
That's
food in
true.
there. I mean, I love
That's
junk
true.
food.
There is junk food in there.
Yeah, junk food is great. We are
Yeah.
no
I mean,
food is off the table.
that's right. When I'm in a training cycle, it's pretty much all junk food because I just need all the things that are
But even
quote
the
unquote
word
not good
junk,
for me. I know.
like,
It's so
oh,
like,
I'm gonna be so bad. I had pizza, and I'm actually an intuitive eating counselor. Another random thing that I am, which is anti-diet. And
mhm.
one of the things they talk about is there's no morality when it comes to food unless you stole it. So like you weren't bad because you had like tacos.
Right.
It's
That's what I
like,
eat like every night. So
well,
if
right,
anybody
but
needs to hear that.
right. Yes. And like people, you look at my lunchbox, it's literally my friends laugh at me. And I've always been this way. Like I'm the person at work that's like, okay, do we want animal crackers? Do you want red Jolly Ranchers? Like I'm like the Mary Poppins of snacks again because I don't want to restrict myself and I never know what I'm going to want to eat because now I have food freedom, which is like so freeing because I'm like I can eat anything and it's like
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah. So
love
I'm like,
that.
what does everybody want? And they're like, look at you, you're like a toddler. I'm like, yeah, well,
Yeah, that's the vibe.
yeah.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I do love like on like I mean I don't want to say serious level, but like I love that you have explained that you've worked through all of these things and you have become this person for other people that like maybe you wish you had. And I don't want to speak for you, but it's like I feel like when I look back and I'm like, oh man, I used to worry so much about food and how much I'm eating and what I'm eating and this, that, and the other and what I'm doing. Am I doing the workout well enough? And it's like I wish I had somebody that was like, all right, I'm just gonna smack you over the head and make you realize that like this is all like
Yeah.
you're just stressing about something. And I don't want to say like it's not, it doesn't mean anything, but like it's just unnecessary stress in the moment. Because if you look at it like factually, it's, you know, all of these things are so important, like tacos and pizza. What do you mean pizza is not a balanced meal? It's like tomatoes,
Hmm.
cheese, and a good amount of carbs. And then you have a salad or something and whatever, and it all balances out. But um
Hmm.
I love that you've become this person, I feel like, for a lot of other people, even if it doesn't feel like it from your perspective. Like I look at your Instagram, I first of all, I always comment on your outfits. I always comment on the
I
things
love
that you cook.
I love
Like
fashion.
everything you cook, it all looks so good. And I'm like, wait, you're this person that I wish I had years ago for so many people now
Oh,
on social in a space that has a lot of junk food on the feed. You're this like positive force and this you just share all this positivity. Do you think it's like I mean, obviously you've explained like it's changed your perspective on like running and coaching, but has it influenced like your work with 261 Fearless and how you connect with people and how you coach people? Like, do you feel that way? Because I'm looking from the outside and I'm like, wait, you're this person who had, you know, was working through stuff. You work through it for yourself and then now you portray it and it helps other people work through their things maybe. And maybe that's not your point of posting and doing things, right? Like, do you think it's kind of influenced you wanting to be a 261 coach or like any of these other things that you're involved in?
Well, thanks for saying that, firstly. And, you know, I, again, going back to something we were talking about earlier, I never moved my body to look a certain way, just like I never share these things. I guess I share because if it, it's kind of social media to me is kind of like this online little journal. Um, but if I can, it makes me feel a less alone to share things. And I know some people are more private. And I definitely, like I said before, I used to kind of post as it was happening. And I feel like that wasn't always the best thing because then you're like, I should probably delete that. And it's this idea, again, something that I always come back to in life. It's being responsive versus reactive. So
Mm-hmm.
kind of taking that breath, taking that beat. Um, so I feel less alone when I can connect to other people. And that's why wiping the feed, it's like I want to fill that with people that get it or
Mm-hmm.
that I really resonate with and that inspire me. And the people that inspire me are people that are really real and not martyrs and woe is me. You know, we all have shit and we all have trouble. And not that that's not valid, but it's also, okay, well, where's the lesson in this for me or what can I learn from this? And when I share too, it's definitely, yeah, it's again, it's not the end goal, but if I can make somebody else feel less alone or seen or heard or represented in some way, then yeah, I'm an open book in that way, whether it's talking about the medication I take every day for depression,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, or what I experience as a mom or, you know, my job or whatever. And I think becoming a 261 coach just seemed like a natural extension of being a yoga guide and just kind of who I am because it's inclusive and
Mm-hmm.
it's creating groups that focus on the social aspect, which love a good yap, you know, but empowering people, not pushing people away saying you don't belong. I just hate that. I
I
hate
know.
it. Um, So yeah, it really has changed how I approach running, the communities that I want to be involved in, the projects that I want to be involved in, products I use. You know, it's like everything. It's just an extension of that. And I'm always learning too, right? I'm not this again, this is not a perfect,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I try and be vocal about my missteps as well because we're human and to pretend otherwise is just stupid. And I really love the messiness of all of that. And that's why a lot of my friendships now are much quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
I've created boundaries not to keep people out, but to protect the energy around me that I've created. You know, and you know this from our conversations, we've known each other like a very small period of time in the big scheme of things, but I can just sit down and like we're in it. Like I'm in it with
Instant.
you. Like
Mm-hmm.
small talk and those type of like, oh, I'm great. That's exhausting to me now. Before I
Yeah.
used to do it all the time because I was people pleasing. And now I call myself a recovering people pleaser. I'm like, okay, well, if people get upset or, you know, luckily I feel like the few messages I have got about certain things, people have been respectful and it's more just having a dialogue. Like we can
Mm-hmm.
disagree and still be respectful of one another. So
Totally.
I don't think it's any secret that you know, kind of what I'm about. And I think one of the biggest compliments I get when people meet me is like, "Oh, you're exactly who you are." I'm like, "Well, yeah." Like,
Yeah, that's what I
good,
yeah, yeah.
cool.
That's a job well done.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
perfect,
no,
great.
I get it. I get it. I know. And can we talk about the community for a second? Because I feel like
Hmm.
we have I honestly, you and I feel like connected on Instagram, maybe through Team Whoopers. I might be making that up, but I feel like I
I
had
think
seen you
so.
through Team Whoopers, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm gonna connect with Rae. And then we met in Boston. And to your point, it was like I don't even feel like we had small talk that day. I feel like we just jumped right into it. And
Yeah.
we just had like great dialogue from then on. But are there like any people, and you don't have to name names, but like can you think of specific instances or specific people who were like had a big influence on you like staying in this running community and becoming more a part of it?
Um, So I think, again, because I say like running is an extension really of um yoga, uh and all of that. So having that foundation with Strala Yoga and its founder Tara Stiles, who has become just a really close personal friend, having that
Mhm.
foundation has really helped me. In then it's Team Wilpers was great, because I didn't know what I was doing when it came to running. Like I got a
Same.
coach, and Team Wilpers was relatively small at that time. It wasn't like it is now. So I did my intake with Barry, and then he connected me with my coach Emmy, and she was great, and I really learned a lot through her. And then me being me, is that when I start something and I really like it, I want to learn all about it. So like I immediately went into the Roadrunners, what was it, RCCA, Roadrun, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I became a coach.
Roadrunners. Yeah,
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 I was like, I'm going to become a coach so I can help other people. That's
yeah,
always my goal. The only thing I haven't done that with, and this is really funny because you bring up Pilates. I recently started reformer Pilates, and I'm like, this is really humbling, and I don't want to learn how to teach it. I just want to come here and get my ass kicked. But I
yeah,
digress. Um, and I, I, there's so many people I feel, you know what it is that the people that I come across now, I feel like I find because I've done that work. So like you and Devin and Mariana, like all these people within that community, I just feel like I find naturally. And then obviously 261, because Catherine Switzer, like she's the queen of like, excuse me, no, I belong here. You know what I
yep.
mean? So I think
Hmm.
I gravitate naturally toward these communities where, you know, everybody's kind of on the same page. They have their own goals, but they also understand that like this is my goal, but also awesome. Like you run these crazy paces, and you're doing ultras, and running around the track 400 times, and I'm like, go
Literally,
Allie G, like I know literally.
it's
But
disgusting.
like it's awesome. And like I can separate like your goal and be your biggest fucking cheerleader. It's like I always say, like I might not have the biggest interest in what people are doing, but like if you're excited about it and I love you and care about you, like go dress up as a Wookiee at Comic Con. Like I'm fucking here for it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like shine
Hmm.
bright. That's what
Yeah.
I always say, like shine on, my moonbeams. Like and I feel like I just gravitate towards, so like, can I name anybody? It's kind of just like, oh, I just feel like everybody I kind of surround myself with now is is
Is yeah,
is doing that, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. No, it's a tough question. Because I feel like I am the same way. It's like, and Global Running Day got me thinking about this a lot. Like, I have a friend who literally, I mean, now he's a friend, but he just walked up to us on the street in Chicago after a race, and he was like, "You guys look cool." And it's so funny now because I obviously am friends with him, and I thought he was drunk in Chicago. I was like, "You must be
Right.
like hammered. Like, you must have hit your goal, gotten hammered, and like walked up to us and thought we were cool because we were just literally standing there hanging out." And he was like, "No, you guys just like." It was so cool watching you guys support each other from afar. And he's like, I really just like walked up to you because I thought you were cool. And like it ended up that we have like connections in different states, and like we have mutual friends. Like it just became this
But of
whole thing.
course you do,
Right.
right?
Like I was thinking about that, and I'm like, this is so
Yeah.
crazy. Like 5 years ago, I would have been like, this is insane. We're just running a marathon. And now I'm like, wait, this is what it's about. And I constantly go back to that moment because I'm like, it's about these people. It's about the connections that we make with these people on random occasions. And look
Hmm.
at where it is now, and look at this
Hmm.
beautiful friendship that we've built, and look at this beautiful community that we have to like pick up and do a relay race or do a 1 miler
Yep.
together or do something silly together. And it's just this really special space that I don't know. I always feel like it doesn't go unnoticed, but I just feel like when you only I only recognize it like when I sit back and I take time to think on it, and I'm like, wow, that's like how running has brought me so many amazing people and
Yep.
experiences, and it's
Yep.
just really cool. It's just really
Hmm.
really cool.
Hmm.
Um,
Totally.
but yeah, okay, wait, I'm backtracking for a second because I need to
That's
know
okay.
how the moment that you got involved in 261. what was that thought process? Was it like one of those where you're like, I want to become a part of 261 because I want to learn all about it, and I'm inspired by Catherine? Like, what were you thinking? Because that resonates with me. I'm like, wait, running? Now I need to know everything about it. Wait,
Yeah.
fueling? Wait, mat Pilates? I need
Right.
to learn how to not die in mat Pilates. What the fuck? Why am I shaking?
Right. Yeah. I actually was thinking about this recently. Because Catherine Switzer came to the bookstore where I work 2 days ago and did a talk there. And I was like,
It's
how
amazing.
cool that I get to do like books and running and, you know, all these things. And I was thinking, and also I feel like as I near perimenopause, like I'm laughing, but I have noticed that my memory, and I walk in a room and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, just certain things like that. So I was thinking about 261, and I think at that time too, when I got into running, there was so much else going on emotionally that understandably some of the details around things are a little cloudy.
Yeah.
But it must have been when I was learning about running, or like you said, I honestly don't remember how um how it came to be, but I had entered the lottery for Chicago and Berlin, and I got into both. And Emmy was like, "Okay, so you do Chicago and whole." I go, "No, I'm gonna do both," and they're like a month
Yeah.
apart.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Whatever." So, and then in the meantime, I had seen that 261 was doing a Boston team. And
Mm-hmm.
at the time I was going for the 6 stars for the world majors. And so when I got in Chicago, I had already done New York, my first one in
Mm-hmm.
2021. Um, and then, and to be clear, I haven't qualified for any of those races, right? So
And
I
that's
ran
okay.
for, and it's okay. It's okay, people. Um, I ran for St. Jude for 2021. And then I got in through the lottery for Chicago and Berlin, or Berlin, Chicago. And I think they were 2 weeks apart. And
Mm-hmm.
Berlin was a awful race for me. I had never been to Germany. Um, it was a long time since I'd been in a country where they didn't speak English. Like, of course they speak English, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And what's so funny is that Tara of Strala Yoga happened to be doing an intensive while I was there in Berlin. And I was like, thank God. So we stayed in the same apartment building. And the morning of the race, I was just really going through a lot of stuff and I was crying. And she just sat with me as I got ready. And it was just so lonely. It was an awful race. I remember calling my friend Nicole like a mile in. I was like, I hate this,
Yeah.
you know. And then the next day I was walking around Berlin and I got a call that I had gotten on the Boston 261 team. And I was like, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So I guess that's happening. Um, so that's how I got involved with them. And then the Boston experience, which I don't know if that's on your bullet to talk about, but
If you want to talk about it, we can. I don't want to bring it up if you don't want to
oh
talk
no,
about it, but we can
oh my
talk
God,
about
no,
it.
no. Um, but being with them and having that experience is what really I was like, oh, I want to be involved with this on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
So I went through the training, became a coach, and I'm slowly working to build up a Jersey Shore chapter. And I'm one of the kind of co-directors of the 261 Club for Greater New York, which slash now New Jersey. Um,
Yes.
and yeah, it just really speaks to me. It aligns with kind of everything I already do. And yeah, so I guess it was really the Boston experience, just of having those women and being a part of the organization that Catherine started because she was a woman, you know, being pulled off this course. um,
Mm-hmm.
it just felt really natural.
Yeah.
Did I answer the question?
Yeah, you did. No, I think about this a lot because, and Boston, of course, was a very unique that year. But when I think about it and all of the emotions, and of course, it's different for you, for me, for a lot of people that ran that year and that day. Like, I just think about how you did that all for 261 and with 261, and it just like the meaning of it being in Boston, to your point, is just, I don't know, it's unmatched. And I know that
Hmm.
doesn't take into account the feelings and the running and the how everybody was feeling running that day, but it's unmatched, and it always stuck out to me as something that was so special
Hmm.
um about what you've done, because it's true. Like I think Catherine's story has become so much more prominent, and maybe it's just because I'm late to the party. Obviously, I've known who Catherine is, but maybe I've just haven't been looking for that type of content, but I just feel like her story has become so much more prominent over the last few years. And maybe it's just
Hmm.
this more focus on like women in sport. I don't know what it is, but
Hmm.
um, I just think it's so special that you were able to do that, even if it wasn't the best actual experience or the best day.
And that's the thing about it. It wasn't a bad day. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like it was
Yeah.
still this crazy, amazing. Like I really still look back on it fondly. Do you know what
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of I feel like
100%.
we're tiptoeing around this conversation.
We don't have to talk about it.
No,
There's
it's
nothing, it's like the funny thing is, right, is that like yeah, there is stuff to talk about, but there's like nothing to talk about. You know, like it's just another
totally
race, another day, it's another thing.
right.
It's
Yes.
like part of the journey. And I
Yes.
don't mean that to minimize. I was just saying like I'm
No.
not trying to tiptoe either. Like you and I talk about it all the time, I feel like. So,
Yeah, and and Boston has this energy of, I get it. It's Boston,
mhm.
and we even saw last year there was a lot of hubbub about, um, you know, tolerating walkers. There was just a lot of noise around it,
Yeah.
and um, it's a really fun experience. The city, it's like running in New York City. It's like this. It's just really special, and
Mhm.
there were things that I take full responsibility for in terms of like my knowledge of because I just show up for things. And even now people are like, where does the
Same.
race start? And I'm like,
It's me.
I don't know.
It's me. It's
What
so
time do I have to
me.
be there? Like I
Yeah.
really even New York now, which I've done 3 times, I think it's like I don't know the order of the boroughs. Like I know we start in Staten Island, but then I'm like I just follow the people. Like I really don't pay attention to the logistics of things so much.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I feel like it was still a really awesome experience, it and in that, like it changed my idea of running and what I wanted to do as a runner and a person and a woman in this world in my life. So I'm really grateful for the experience of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had a great time barfing on that road and
Yeah.
finishing that race and getting my cookie because we know
Yeah,
I'm
we
heavily
yeah.
motivated by Levan cookies.
Yeah, of course. As am I. You
Hmm.
always remind me. You are always the one to remind me.
Go
You're
get
like,
your
"Go get your
cookie.
cookie." Every time I'm like, "I have to go and get my
Yes,
cookie."
yes,
Whether it's I maybe had a few shots of tequila before I got my cookie this year, but I got the cookie.
that's
So
okay.
that's what
Yeah, yeah,
counts.
you did. And you're rocking that amazing jacket. So cool.
So sick. So sick.
Swag.
Did you end up getting it?
No, because it had the year on it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It has a 130, I think. Right?
Yeah, and I felt
Yeah.
like if I didn't run it, I'm not gonna like I love me some swag, but I'm also not gonna pretend that I'm not gonna wear it if I wasn't there that year, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm very
Yeah.
superstitious about that.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that, and I don't know if I'm getting off topic here and maybe it's a hot take, but something that upsets me about the majors based on, what happened and all of that is that like I feel like it just takes away the point in doing it if you're going to try to limit me. Like I feel like it's all of this is like limitless and you can do anything, and then it's like, "Oh wait, but there's
Right.
this one
We have rules.
little we have rules and we have this and we have that. And it's like, wait, I just spent a shit ton of money getting here and paying to be here and paying for a bib. And then you're going to tell me how to do something. I don't know. It's just changed my perspective on the majors. And I thought about this earlier too, when you were talking about Berlin, like, and I'm sure there were other factors, but the thought of like flying to Tokyo to run a race and trying to run the said race after being on a plane for that long just sends me into a spiral. And I'm like, is that really what I want to do? Or do I want to run this little
Right.
like offshoot race with 200 people where I
Right.
could really just kind of go for it? So,
Well, I think it's important part two is that you can have a goal and that goal can change.
mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like I was gonna do the world majors, and then after the Boston experience, which okay, listeners, if you don't know, I've ranted on about this, but I'm technically not an official Boston Marathon finisher, even though I have the medal and the cookie.
The cookie
um,
counts.
the cookie counts. Because I didn't finish within a certain time. Now I'm a mom. I'm not. If my kids just show up. Like, I don't believe in like the participation medal per se. Like, we gotta
Agreed.
work, we gotta lose sometimes. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but this is not that. I'm not saying like just give everybody a medal. What I am saying is that, again, going back to this idea of privilege, like you have to raise a shit ton of money for Boston, a
Mm-hmm.
shit ton.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't reach my fundraising goal, okay, I can cover that. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people can't. Like I saw runners, there was one man and I can't remember his name, but I think he was a Nike sponsored athlete. And this isn't like Nike cheap, but it's just it was he was going to be a 6 star and he didn't finish within the block of time. And he was saying, "How am I going to raise this much money again?" And I just got chills because this is where I'm like, what are we doing? And I know it's Boston, and I got a message saying like, well, not everybody's like an Olympic athlete. And I'm like, I totally hear you, and I didn't know. Like, I literally finished Boston going like, okay, 4th star, like here we go, and then it was like, oh no, you didn't get it, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, what? It
Yeah,
just
what are you talking
didn't.
about?
That was on me. That was on me because each major has its own thing. Your point about Tokyo is that they have what they call the sweepers, which I didn't know until I went kind of down this Boston rabbit hole of where if you don't
Mm-hmm.
finish within a certain time, they sweep you. It's like a human arm
That's
line
insane.
that helps you off the course. And to your point, like flying out to Tokyo and then you're gonna get swept, I would die.
Yeah.
I would die.
No shade to people who want to do it. It's just like not for me.
100%.
Not for me. Just to
But
get the
that's what I'm
medal.
saying.
I do not care.
I have friends that have done it and have like repeatedly going through like their second round of 6 stars, and now they're going to go to Australia to because they're adding. Please,
Yep.
I will make the biggest sign for you, but it gave me a chance to go, okay, I'm not doing this
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
anymore. And that's
Yeah.
okay, you know?
Yeah.
And it's really okay. So it was more, and I was very open at the time too. Like, I mean, I didn't research this, I didn't look into it. Um, because Boston, it was really hot that year, and I barfed on the course. They turned off my tracker
It's
because
ridiculous.
I wasn't within a certain time, which even teammates were like, that's not, they wouldn't do that. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, that's what happened. And from a
Yeah.
safety perspective, and obviously not just me, like multiple runners, like they just turn it off because they know you're not going to finish.
Right.
Um, but from a safety perspective, that blows my mind
I was
because
just
people
gonna
knew
say
I
that.
was barfing
Mm-hmm.
and then I just like drop off the map.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I can't remember if it was you that called me or I called you. Somebody called somebody. It was between me and
somebody
you.
called
And I was
somebody.
like, because your tracker stopped.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, are
Yeah.
you okay? That
And
would,
I'm like,
I'm
no, I'm
obviously
here.
like,
I'm alive.
yeah, I'm alive. Yeah, I'm still moving.
But how
But how do we
frightening.
know where you are? How do we know when
Right.
you're going to cross the finish line? How do we know that we can get there to make sure you made it safely? It's just
Yeah.
it's so
That to me
ridiculous.
was batshit crazy. So,
Yeah.
you know, again, a learning experience. And like every year I watch the Boston Marathon now. I love watching it. I get excited for people. And I just think there's some issues, like you said, like re-examining the whole not for other people to do, but for me, like, okay, this just isn't my goal anymore. Like, where's the fun in it? Going back to what we said, like, is this fun for me, or am I just ticking a box, or am I doing something like some arbitrary, like, that's not, no thanks. But I
Yeah.
will cheer everybody on for it. It's just me personally that I'm
No,
just not interested
100%.
in that. Yeah.
100%. I talk about that with the majors all the time, and it's like exactly like I said before. It's like, do I really care about doing this? Like, is it not do I really care? Because obviously I care about running, but it's like, is it really worth that for what I'm trying to accomplish? And then I get thinking, and I'm like, what am I actually trying to accomplish? You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's
Yes.
this weird cycle. And I've told this on the pod before, but this year I had like a very specific time goal that I wanted to hit, and I ended up hitting it in the middle of the cycle at a marathon I just signed up for on a whim, because somebody that I know got injured, and my friend was like, do you want this bib? And I was like, well, sure. It was in like my favorite beach town in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this has been my literal dream, not to run this specific marathon, but just to run from this point to this point. We like started at the beach and ran downtown, and it was so fun. And it was just experiencing this beach town in a different way, that in like a new way that I've never experienced it before. And I
Yeah.
literally just like went out there. I was not thinking about anything, not thinking. I didn't even start my music, which is crazy. And I imagine, and I just went out and I was feeling really good. And I was like, well, this is the time to see how long I can hold this pace. And if I end up not doing well, whatever. Like, I literally wasn't even supposed to do this. And it was literally supposed to be a training run. I just happened to feel really good on that day. And my coach had said something to me, and he's like, this isn't a fluke of like you feeling good. This is like you've been training for this, and like you just were ready at this specific time, and like you hit your goal. So like I ended up PRing in this accidental marathon, or like impromptu marathon. And then when I got to Boston, I was like, oh, I can kind of enjoy this now. And it wasn't like I'm giving myself permission, but I kind of just looked at it from this different perspective, where I was like, I know what I'm capable of running. I know what I need to do to qualify. If I don't qualify, it's not the end of the world. And also, like,
Mm-hmm.
I already hit my goal in February that I have been working toward for like 2 years. So it's
Yeah.
just this. And then I even told Bex Gentry, this is how serious I was. Like, this is how quickly it changed in between, like when I went to the expo and when I actually ran Boston this year. I was like, yeah, I'm going for like a 3:05. Like I was like, that's my next goal, because I hit sub 3:10. I was like, I want to hit like sub 3:08, 3:05, whatever. Cause obviously my
Mm-hmm.
ultimate goal is to break 3, which again does not matter in any of this. I'm prefacing all of this with that. But I
Yeah.
even told Beck, she was like, what are you trying to do on Monday? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like aiming for a 3:05. And I spoke it into existence, which, as you know, I think is the scariest thing ever. And I went out and I ran a 3:12, and I was like, well, fuck it. I had the best day ever. I was like, I felt
You fucking
like
killed it.
I was like, why am I even going to be, there's no point in even being upset or wasting energy and time being like, oh, I didn't hit this goal that I spoke out into existence. Cause I know nobody cares. Like, the only person who cares is me. So it's like, but
Right.
it's so funny how quickly it changed. Like, I literally woke up on Monday, my Aura ring was like, you have major signs of something straining your body. And
The
I was
red
like, well,
clouds.
that's fucking great. Yeah. Like, it was like so drama, the red and orange, and it's like major. I didn't even get minor. I got major. It was like major
Major.
signs of something straining your body. I was so late to the start line, and I was like, fuck it, whatever. Making
Yeah,
it here is the accomplishment.
that's right.
Same as it is for charity runners, same as it is for people who qualify, same anybody. It's like, you made it.
Hmm.
Who cares what even happens? So
And
that
those
was very
pictures
long
you
winded,
had
but you know what I
posted of
mean.
yourself. Yeah, but that day you could see you didn't look spent. Like, you just look like you had the best fucking time. Like, you were
It was so
literally like
fun.
rating from the inside out in the picture. Like, you have your squad there, and I could see why that guy comes up to you on the street of Chicago. Like, you guys look like you're having fun. Like, yeah, because I am, like,
Yeah,
we're
we were
having a
just,
little party.
yeah.
It really
It's
shone through. Like, I really think, like, I know for you, that was like a personal moment of just having that mindset going into it, but it really showed from the outside, like, just the after photos and all of that. It was like, oh, girlfriend had such a great time.
yeah, I was having a fucking blast.
I
I saw so
know.
many people I know. I was like, wait, is this how it could be? I was like,
Yes.
wait. When I
Yeah.
actually look up and recognize what I'm doing, like, I just had this moment. I'm like, wait, we're running the Boston Marathon. Like, chill out for a second
Which in
and
and of
take it all in.
itself is crazy. And I think as runners and as people, like we get so every night at dinner we go around and say like what we're grateful for. And it
Oh, I
it
love that.
really is such a solid foundation because even if I'm at work on kind of like my worst day, it's like I'm surrounded by books. I'm living my Matilda Wormwood dreams right now. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you
Like
are.
there's so like that's not to say that there's not, it's that and I think we forget that. It's like this can be hard and really fucking amazing. And we can always find something to be grateful for. Like even in the Boston experience, like even in my disordered eating throws, like there's still something there, that thread of gratitude. And I think that,
Mhm.
the more you tap into that, you just have those kind of experiences where you're like, "Oh, this can be like this all
This
the
is
time."
cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It's so fun. And then like the perfect song comes on and you're like, wait, this is just the best day ever. Like I'm
Yeah.
I'm turning on to like anywhere. I'm turning into Central Park, turning on to Boylston, turning onto the random street at the beach that I ran during that marathon. And you're like, wait, this could not be more fun and more perfect at this
Yeah.
exact moment. And just like being where your feet are, I think is so important, especially these days. Because as we've talked about, everything is so heavy and everything is so judged and everything is,
Right.
it's
And
not
how
for
can we
me.
bring that lightness? No, no. Yeah. Especially it's like, yeah, if we can bring some lightness and levity and joy, people,
Hmm. Joy. Run for
you know,
joy. Run for
it's not
fun.
that serious. Yeah.
It is not.
Be
I
where your
just
feet are. Is that
texted.
what you said? That was a good one.
Yeah, yeah. Be where your feet are in the moment, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I have to remind myself constantly because, as you know, my life is crazy, as is everybody else's, right? To our point
Yeah.
earlier, it's like everybody's got shit going on. It's
Yep.
just insane. It's so
Right.
insane.
Right. And why make that
Well,
worse for anybody else? So
yeah, exactly. And also, who cares what other people are doing? Do you? Like, stop judging
yeah,
everybody else. It's just crazy.
it is.
It's so crazy. Well, I feel like, as I mean, I could yap with you forever, but I feel like we have to talk about music today because,
Yeah.
again, I'm reminding myself this is our birthday episode. And I thought it would be fun to wrap this up, but I feel like we've said a lot of our running hot takes, not even hot takes, but just running takes. Um,
And I just have to say, I didn't mean to be weird about like, oh, that Boston thing. Like, I thought we would talk about it,
oh, you're
and
not, you're
we didn't
not.
really, Brit. So I
I
was like, okay, like, let me not, like, yeah, you know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
never want to. No, 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 no. First of all, you're here to talk about you. I always leave the floor open for whatever
I know,
anybody wants to talk about. So if
I
there is
know.
something else you want to talk about, please feel free.
No,
As I always say, like I always tell people, like the first time that they're on my pod is just like the intro, and then the second time, if they want to come back, is like going to be full force. Like let's get into the nitty gritty, and I just feel like
yeah,
we accomplished everything. So
yeah.
um, but I thought it would be fun to wrap this up with, well, number one, albums that we're listening to right now, concerts that I think we've both experienced recently. As I messaged you because I thought about Bruce immediately. I thought of you
Yeah.
immediately when I heard Bruce literally playing. I have to tell you that story. I'll say it on the record. But I thought it would be fun to talk about what kind of music we're bringing in to our next year of life, what goals we're bringing into our next year of life. So I will leave it up to you where you want to start. Goals, music, anything that you want to bring into
Mm.
your next year.
Okay, so music-wise, I mean, my most recent concert was Sir Springsteen at Madison Square Garden.
Hmm.
Whoa. And if
Yeah.
you saw him on this Land of Hope and Dreams tour, it is not like any Bruce experience. And I've seen Bruce, up until this point, um, the See Here Now concert, my Tootsie's in the Sand, listening to Springsteen, like that was it. Um, this was it in a different way. I feel like they both kind of hold just really special. Um, so yes, I do. I mean, music is just a huge part of everything, as you know.
I know.
Right now I feel like I'm listening to a lot of Brandy Carlisle. I really love her. My one of my favorite bands who happen to be really good friends is Bell X1. They're this Irish band that I really love. I got to see them in April. They were back in America for the first time in like 6 or 7 years. And I got to see them twice
So
while
cool.
they were here. And it was just like They just make me really happy. Um, I have tickets for Mumford and Sons, which I'm
Oh,
really
it's gonna be
pumped
so
about.
good.
Attaboy, which is an indie band. They're playing the Bowery, which is my favorite venue in New York City. I love it. Um, yeah, that's that's kind of where I'm at right now, musically, I suppose.
I love that. I
Yeah,
had I had this is a funny story. I don't remember if I texted you this when I was texting you about Bruce, but I cannot hear a single thing in my apartment. And it's so funny because like when I moved, I was like, oh, it's going to be louder. Like I'm going to have to adjust, whatever. Cause obviously when I went to school in the city, like everything was so loud all the time. And
yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be this again. And I had the worst time adjusting, but like all this to say is positive, obviously. But I was surprised because my building's brand new. So it's not like I could go based off what other people were saying. So I'm like, oh, like, I don't know what the noise situation is going to be. I can literally hear a pin drop in my apartment. I cannot hear a single soul in my hallway. I can't hear anybody
amazing.
slamming things, making noise. So I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So the other day when Bruce was in town, obviously I knew he was in town because I was like, I'm going to buy a ticket last minute and walk over. I think I told you weeks ago, I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to be. Like if I'm going to be in New York or
Yeah,
DC. And I'm like, I think I'm going to go last minute in DC.
yeah.
And literally sitting on my toilet. This is so random. Can't hear a single thing in my apartment. I'm sitting on my toilet and all of a sudden like I hear noise coming from the vent and I'm like there's no way that somebody's playing music above me and I can hear it. So then I open my window and I hear Bruce's sound check. So obviously I'm literally on the phone with a friend and I'm sitting on the toilet. Okay, I'm
Whatever.
telling everybody whatever, secrets out. And I run upstairs to the roof and I heard the entire sound check from my roof. Like I was sitting on the roof, I heard the whole sound check, whatever. So then I had plans that night and I'm like, well, I'll like leave it again. I was like, I'll leave it up to whatever timing. So I go out and then I'm walking home and the show started like maybe 15 minutes prior. And I'm like, fuck it. And I literally paid $25. I walked over in my sweats and my crew neck and my flip flops. And I just
Yes,
walked in and I had the best time. I was sitting there.
the best.
It was like he sounded insane. The set list, fire, so fire. And
And
it
dude
was,
has the energy. Don't even get me started. And
I
he's
know,
wearing Hoka's now. Okay.
I
So
know.
I don't
I
know,
saw
Hoka,
that.
if you're listening, there is your next campaign.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly
Dude can
right.
do 3+ hour shows in his black Hokas. I wore my black Hokas in solidarity. Um,
Yeah,
so I actually saw him twice on this tour because I got to take Samuel, my 10
I
year
saw
old,
that. I
to
know.
Springsteen. And because he was
It's
like, Mom,
like,
can I go? And I was like, yes.
I would love to
I'm like,
take you.
I've made it as a mom. I'm done.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
This is
Uh-huh.
my peak. I've reached it.
I love
But
that.
yes,
I know
he's incredible. And if you're gonna hear any noise in your apartment,
it better be Bruce's
it
sound
better be
check.
the boss. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was great. It was great.
I
But
love
yeah, I
that.
texted you immediately. I'm like, he's in my backyard. They're all walking around in DC, and I'm just here. And I'm like, I hope I run into somebody.
Uh,
But that was super cool. I don't know what else I have coming up. Oh well, I'm actually going to Machine Gun Kelly tonight. At
ooh.
my old stomping grounds, PNC.
Oh man, I want to see
Um,
Train there.
well,
I
let's
want
see
to
a
see
train there.
Train.
I'm
Yeah.
not trying to invite myself, but let's go.
Literally, I'm like, who wants to go see Train? They have really good lemonade at PNC, and everybody's like, I'm like, it's bare naked ladies as well.
Okay, we're going. We're going.
Okay.
Can you send
All
me the
right.
date?
Yep.
We'll
Happy
go.
birthday to us.
Yeah, that's right. Cheers.
Yes.
I'm
Oh, I'm
not trying
also
to
going
show
to
it.
see Harry Styles.
Ooh, I think me
Yeah.
too. Hopefully,
Okay.
one of
Cool.
the 17 gazillion dates.
I know.
I think I'm seeing. Is ACDC on tour? I think I'm mixing them up with somebody else. I
Sure.
think it's ACDC
Maybe.
later in the year.
Okay.
Who else? Olivia Dean. You know,
Ooh, I do
I
want
just
to
have a
see
bunch of things.
Gracie.
I know. I want to see Gracie too. I haven't. I need to get on the ticket train for Gracie,
I
so I'll
know.
let you know on that one.
Okay. I know she's only doing
Gracie.
Brooklyn, and I was like, I'll go to Brooklyn. I
Yeah.
my last two haircuts were inspired by her.
I love that. She's amazing live.
She's
Okay,
amazing.
so we'll work on that one. I'm seeing Ariana Grande like pretty much every
Oh,
night she's in Barclays.
cool.
Who else? Nick Jonas on Saturday. I feel
Oh,
like this was a
your
birthday gift to
boy.
me. I
Yes. Happy
know, I
birthday.
know. Happy birthday to me on
Jersey.
Saturday. Jersey in AC. He's getting me to go all the
Oh
way to
my
Atlantic
God.
City.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, I feel like that was meant to be. I'm missing a lot, but
Okay.
it
Yeah.
changes every day because,
Uh,
you know,
a
that's just
mood
the
reader,
nature of
mood
the work.
listener. Yes.
Yeah. Neo
Every
and
month I post
Akon.
a playlist, and if you look at the list, you're like,
Yeah,
what? Like,
what?
why is there Hanson with like a symphony? I
I
don't
know.
know.
I know.
You said Akon? Did
Neo
I say
and
that right?
Akon. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm in my like R&B, pop R&B era.
Okay.
I literally have so many, when you have so many concerts, you just can't think. That's how I feel
Yeah.
right now. That's
Yeah.
just that's just my life. That's the nature of my work. It's the summer. So
Yep.
even shows I
Oh,
might not
yeah.
want to be at, I'll be there.
The Wallflowers. I'm going to see the Wallflowers.
Oh, yes. That's going to be good. I need to get to
I've seen
Stone
them.
Pony this year. That's where I need
Ooh,
to go. Summer
yes. Well, let me
stage.
know. Yes.
Yeah, we can pick one. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Or multiple. I'll go to anything. I
Okay.
really don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'll think of more when we're done recording, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to train and we're gonna go to Gracie.
Okay, cool. Cheers to that.
Embarrassed. I'm gonna block the
What do
Dunkin'
the
logo.
influencers do? This is my Rook coffee.
Yeah, this is my
Oh, yeah.
Rook. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I need to go to Rook today. I need to go to Rook.
It's going to Rook.
I need to go to Rook. It's gonna be
Rook.
it's gonna
Ray
hit so
runs
hard.
on Rook.
Ray, that should be your next name.
I've
Ray runs
actually
on
like
Rook.
messaged them early on to see if they've wanted to like sponsor me.
And did they say no?
They were really kind about it. I forget what they said. I mean, it was a no, but it
Yeah,
was
but they
like a very kind no.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I have no shame.
We
I don't
still
get
go to Rook.
embarrassed. Yeah.
We still go.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Mhm.
Okay, well, any goals you're bringing into the new year or any parting words for the pod people?
I'll get back to you on the goal. I'm gonna
I love
marinate
that.
on that a little bit. I think as far as parting words, my biggest hope is that people just honor how they feel and recognize that each one of us has this light. And just because you shine bright and I shine bright, it doesn't detract from anybody else shining bright. And I think that the more we can realize that within ourselves and each other, the better off we'll be. So yeah, just keep shining. And uh, it's simple to say, it's not always easy, and I recognize that, but make space for that and, right, where we can be upset and grateful,
Mm,
and yeah, just take good care, honor how you feel, all the things, all the
I
things,
love
lead
it.
from your heart. Yeah, just be kind to yourself and to each other.
Yeah, I love that. And
Yeah,
I'm putting you on the spot here.
it's
If
okay.
you had to pick one song to add to the pod playlist, what would it be? Oh, you could actually put multiple. I tell everybody they could add 10 songs if they really want to, but
Okay. Is Jungle Land on there?
no. There's actually
Okay.
no. I added Rosalita, because it's like one of my favorite songs. Actually, one of
Yeah.
my favorite songs is Mary's Place, but he never plays it anymore.
Ooh,
And I know. It's a random,
that's a good
but
one.
no,
Yeah,
Jungle
so
Land is the
Jungle
one.
Land. And then I'll give you one more just because it's a little random and I feel like that's good because again, it kind of just shows my personality is Sigur Rós.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they have a song called I'm probably gonna butcher it, but I think it's called Hopipola or something like that.
I'll find it.
And they don't speak English, but it's just this really, especially if you're running to it, it's just got this build and yeah, it's got a
I love it.
build and it really just kind of propels you. So it seems like an unlikely choice, but then you listen to it and it makes sense.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that. 2 great additions to the playlist.
Thank you so much.
And lastly, if you would like to share, you don't have to, where can everybody find you on social media?
You can find me at This is Rae Broderick on Instagram. And that's really the only social media platform I use.
And
I
she will
occasionally
unfollow you once a year. I'm just
don't
kidding.
get offended. I may follow you back. Um, it'll depend on how I'm feeling that day. um, yeah, you can find me there. And I also have a website, raybroderick.com, which just kind of lives there. I don't do much with it, but yeah, I only use Instagram, so I'm most active there.
Love it. Well,
Love you.
Rae, I I love you right back. You know I do. This has been the best time ever. I very much enjoyed this conversation. Like I said
Thank
earlier, I
you.
really hope you'll come back on the pod anytime that you would like. If you have anything to share, if you have anything to talk about, if you just want to shoot the shit with me, we can come back on the
Would
pod
love
and
that.
shoot the shit
Perfect.
anytime. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I'm so grateful for you and our friendship.
Thanks,
And
Allie.
I hope you have the best birthday ever.
You too. You
Thank
too.
you.
It's gonna be our year.
It is gonna be our year. Well, yeah. Anyway, I had the best time with you today. Happy birthday! And
Happy birthday.
like I said, I hope you have
Honored
the
to
best
share
time.
June 15th with you.
Me too. Back at you. You're the best, and I will talk to you so soon.
Bye.
Bye.
That was incredible. 61 tracks for Big Al on her birthday. What a track. What a conversation. The two of you absolutely brought it. Working overtime on your birthday. So much fun. I hope you both have an incredible day. All the listeners of the Allie G Show, thank you so much for listening all the time. Allie G is absolutely crushing it. If you haven't figured it out yet, by the way, I'm Eric from the On the Runs podcast, and I'm the guy who gets to listen in on all these conversations and edit it for Allie. So it was so much fun. Allie, I hope you had an incredible birthday. Enjoy music, concerts, go to that show with Rae. It's going to be incredible. You have an amazing year ahead of you. New York City coming up. Some wicked fun fundraising events. We got some more exciting news to share. But everyone, please go support Allie and the Allie G Show. Support us, the On the Runs podcast and Monday Night Media. We have more exciting things happening to come. I can't wait for you all to be a part of this journey. Allie G, what a track. You did it. Incredible. Everyone, have an amazing week. And by the way, yeah, it's Monday. Allie G has another track coming out this week on Thursday. So we'll see you then.